There's Cyberpunk 2077, the game that's coming out on December 10th, and Cyberpunk 2077, the monolithic creation that's been dogged by a growing body of controversy and criticism in the years since it was announced. I can't review one without discussing the other. So let's get to it. CD Projekt Red, the Polish studio that's also behind the Witcher series, turns its attention now to neon-drenched futurescapes and body modification. Cyberpunk is a vast role-playing game that favors exploration and an open-ended approach to charting your course through the world. If you want a quick and dirty comparison, it's Blade Runner meets Strange Days, by way of Skyrim. And if you want the longer version, which you should, given that you're here already, then keep reading. So you want to be a cyberhero. The setting is Night City, a hedonistic and distinctly American wonderland of diversity and deep contrasts. It's a place where the poor and downtrodden find ready escapes from their misery in the abundance of mind-altering substances and physically augmented, joytoy, sex workers, while an elite corporate class corpos reaps all the financial rewards. We've seen this kind of dystopian future fiction before, of course. In fact, Cyberpunk 2077 is based on a pen-and-paper role-playing game of old created by Mike Pondsmith. I've never played the original, but from the little I've read about it, CDPR sticks fairly close to the source in terms of how the world is realized. You play as an empty vessel named V, though you're given the opportunity to fill in some blanks almost immediately. In addition to selecting your look and gender, male, female only, no non-binary options during character creation, you also choose a background, wasteland-dwelling nomad, streetwise city kid, or ex-corpo who left the high life behind. Image, CD Projekt Red. That choice influences how and where your story begins, and also some of the dialogue options that pop up throughout the game. They're more about adding texture to the player-authored side of the plot than they are about conferring specific, tangible advantages. My own version of V is a woman who left the nomad life for the big city, and that choice of background brought more depth to conversations anytime I talked with a fellow nomad or had work to do on the outskirts of the city. Regardless of which choice you go with, it inevitably leads you to a night city slum and the life of a freelance mercenary-for-hire. You survive day to day by finding work with local fixers, which is cyberpunk for gang leader, crime lord, but that existence turns upside down when a particularly cherry job goes sideways. This is where I get hazy with the specifics, to avoid spoilers. Events transpire from there that leave V sharing her brain with the consciousness of a long-dead terrorist named Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves. And unless she can figure out how to reconcile her split self, it's an eventual death sentence.